What's up, guys? It's Retro Bo from Retro Bo's Toys and Treasures. We are doing something a little off the cusp right now. I am taking you back to my hometown neighborhood. In my opinion, this is Pittsburgh's best kept secret as far as parks is concerned. I bet you a lot of people don't know that this place exists and what they're about to do to this place. This is a place that this summer you should definitely check out. If you've never been to Pittsburgh, if you plan on stopping by, I highly recommend this place. It's like another place in the world in a city, in my opinion. I mean, so just to give you an idea, this is Arsenal Park. Back 100 years ago, this was where the ammo was, I guess, kept. Women and children worked in these places. They were called huts. There was a big fire, I guess an explosion. So that's basically what everybody knows about it. My dad worked here for 30 years, from about 1980 to about 1999. He was the director of city parks here, and this was his main park before he retired. Everybody knew him as Big Bob. He was a local legend, in my opinion. He always kept his dog with him, but this was an amazing place to come as a kid. As you see this right now, this was an old pond right here that on 4th of July they used to fill up. They used to put red pennies in here, and if you found one, you got a $5 bill. This was such a cool idea. When my dad was working here, they did kickball tournaments, and this is where they did the kickball tournaments. Let's see if you can still see the squares, the painted on home plate, everything like that. As you can see, there's some kids in here right now. Let's see. This park is vast. This is called the Arsenal right here. This is where my dad worked. This is where he handed out lunches in the summertime. This was all through the 90s. This was a great place for kids with low incomes. Definitely understood what it was about, with the chocolate milks and the little frozen juices with the sandwich. It's exactly what you expect. And they would hand out hundreds of lunches to the kids in the summertime. This was a great spot for kids like me who just felt lost. You know, didn't have a lot of friends. This was a place where you could always come. So that's where they handed out the lunches. As you see right here, there's a little bit of a history right here. So it looks like 79 civilian workers, men and women, and many children killed in the 3 mysterious explosions, September 17th, 1862. These were the bathrooms right there for us. My dad used to bring a metal detector, and the stuff that he would find was just amazing. Some of the old ammunition from the Civil War. This place has been around for a long time. This is where my dad worked right here. You can see the nice big sign. There's another bathroom right there. This was Arsenal right here. Like I said, they turned this right here. This was called the Hut when I was a kid. And if you wanted hockey sticks or paddle balls or kickball, anything like that, this is where you came, and they would lease them out to you, and everybody brought them back. My dad watched over the park. He kept his dog with him. He had a dog named Shadow. It was a German Shepherd that he kept with him, and everybody knew him for his dog. This place is huge. Look around right here. There's a ballpark over there. There's a ballpark over there. There's tennis courts up here. Nice big forest that we used to get lost into, coming from the city where there was all row houses and not a lot of trees in the yard. We didn't have one tree in our yard. This was my forest right here. This is where the creek used to run down. This water actually ran. Step over these huge concrete boulders right here. You step up here. This is where the creek used to come down into there. If you see that right there, how it runs down. I don't know where the water came from, but we played in it a lot. We catch salamanders in there. There's always tadpoles in here. It's just a fun place to have your dog, especially. Had a couple great friends growing up as kids. In the summertime, they would put benches on those steps right there, and the bands would play. And this is where you would watch the 4th of July fireworks, because the fireworks were here. This is where they did them at. This is where they lighted them. This is where they were lit off. So everybody came here. So if we just keep walking over here right now, like I said, you get lost into this little forest right here. I'm gonna come back down. So this is the top half of the hut. We used to play, this was the biggest hill in the world to us. As when I was an 8-year-old, we used to play King of the Mountain on this hill right here, where we'd fight each other to see who would be the top of the mountain. And this to us was a huge mountain. We'd get a ton of balls stuck over this fence right here, so somebody would always have to climb this fence to go get the balls behind the roof. Anytime there was a wiffle ball tournament or something like that, that's where we would get them. That's where they would go. This hill right here, to us at 8 years old, we called this King of the Hill. We would take our sleds when we were kids, literally go down them. This is 4 or 5 steps right now for me, but it's now, when I was a kid, it was huge. It's amazing how things change. We used to take our sleds and we'd go straight into the fence when we were kids. This, I would say, is close to its highest point. You see, oh, you can get lost in this place. Like I said, it's in the middle of the city, but it doesn't feel like it at all. There's your tennis courts over there. Benches everywhere. This used to be filled. In the summertime, there was somebody on every single bench. Everybody was somewhere. It was a safe place to go, super safe. Even at dark, the lights would light up this whole entire place. Your ball fields over there. A couple different pathways over here. And I know that they're getting ready to put some work into this place. I know that they're finally gonna devote a lot of time into this place. My mom told me, my mom's a Lawrenceville historian. She said they're getting ready to put a water slide in, some sort of waterfall, I guess. You see this pathway right here. It just doesn't feel like Lawrenceville at all. You see these huge high trees. And you think you're in the city right now. It's amazing to think that this is the city. And it's just a beautiful place to come, especially if you want to clear your head. I can't tell you how many times I'd get in a fight with my parents, and this is where I would come. Just a perfect spot to be. We played so many baseball tournaments in here. I can remember the stadiums being full. True story on this, I took my bike on this road right here, all the way down. I just started riding my bike. I must have been coming 20 mile an hour, 30 mile an hour on this little bike. Straight down this hill, straight down, straight down. There's a waterfall fountain right in the middle of it, and there's a little kid getting water out of the water fountain. I drove directly into him, couldn't stop at all. I ended up breaking this little kid's arm. Oh, man, was that terrifying. I was so mad at myself. I didn't want to ride a bike again. But the water fountain was right in the middle. Right here. You can imagine come straight down that hill. Here's the ballpark right there, just over back there. The water fountain was solid metal and concrete. And this is what I hit head on. And you can see right here, this is all new right here. This wasn't, when I was a kid, this wasn't around here. There were swings in the middle. And that's right around the time my dad left right there, around 1994. He went to another park to be a director for a couple more years before he retired. Actually, when he retired, he was the longest city worker in the history of Pittsburgh. They gave him a parade when he died and everything. It was pretty amazing to see how much time he put into this place. He loved this place. And that over there used to be a hockey court and a basketball court. I guess they got rid of those two things. This is all new. I've never seen any of this over here before. They still do a really good job of keeping up with this place. People care about this place. It really looks good. We never had any of this stuff. This used to be a baseball field over on this side. I can remember my dad telling me stories about being down here first thing in the morning, coming into work, down over on that side where that, I guess that digger is over there. There was a couple bleacher benches, and my dad found somebody hanging from themselves down here a long time ago. This park is beautiful now. This is the first time seeing this park. Excuse me, do you know when they put this park in? Sir, do you know when they put this park in? This one right here. About a year ago? About a year ago. Wow, it looks totally different. That was a basketball court back there. That was a hockey court right there. Wow. When I was a kid, there was a basketball court and a hockey court right there. Those are the two places I remember. Wow, this park is huge now. Wow, looks good. Over here, there were bushes that we made into our clubhouses. They literally would haul them out for us as kids, and we would hide in these places, and we made our little forts and everything like that. Literally, we had everything in there until they were taken over by a couple homeless people, which at our age we were terrified of. So there were 2 big bushes right here that they made into forts for us, where they cut the inside of them out, and that's what we would do. And we took our bikes down here. Like I said, just seeing this place right now, how beautiful it is still. I mean, this place takes you from basically, it's one half of Lawrenceville to the other half just by going down these roads right here. As you can see, people are still using these for walking trails. Obviously, it's still safe enough to be here. You see a lot of people walking their dogs around here right now. They do a really good job keeping this place clean. As you can see, there's no trash on the sidewalks or anything like that, no trash on the floor. If you're looking for a place to come just to get away, if you're stuck in the city somewhere and you want to feel like you want to get away, this is my place I would recommend 100%. I know you see a lot of construction work right now. That's a good thing. If you don't see construction going on in places, that means they're staying the same. I'm not a big fan of things staying the same. I think there's always a way to make things better. I'm not asking for a Walmart in every corner or anything like that, but an Ace Hardware, and a nice little drugstore and a little 5 and 10 grocery mart. That's enough for me. And this is at least putting people to work, which I like. So down here, see if I can get a shot. Let's see if there's a cannon down here still. There used to be a huge cannon we used to come down to. And on this side we weren't really allowed back here. This is where Arsenal School is. Arsenal Middle School used to be over here. That big building right there was Arsenal Middle School. I know a lot of people went there to school. I went there as a kid. I think it went up to 6th grade when I was going there. And that's where the bleacher benches were, right over there on that side right there. And that's where we weren't allowed. That's where you would see some of the scarier things. At least to us. These huge trees though. I mean, look at the size of these trees. I know this video isn't about toys, but this reminds me of my youth. And with your youth, you think of the toys and stuff like that you had when you were down here. The kind of stuff that we did when we were down here. These huge trees. Let's see if I can find the see that? See? This walking trail was fun. We would always do this walking trail around here. My dad would hang out right over in this corner right there. They'd all sit and play cards. Everybody would shoot the bee. I see where the water comes in right there and all the different steps. And the brickwork is amazing. Here, all the stone here is amazing. Just a stone building alone. You won't find this anywhere else. Trees always had those berries in them, as the berries would be filling up this whole side right here for a long time. There's a squirrel right there. Let me see if I can find that cannon, see if it's down here. So if you're in Pittsburgh and you're looking for something to do and you haven't heard of this place, or you haven't been here, I would put this on my list of top places to see in Pittsburgh. I know you can go down the Strip District and see all the people down there and all the sellers. You can go to Mount Washington, Grandview Avenue, and all the other places. That's a fun place to go for a couple of minutes. But to bring your family, you can do this the entire day. Literally, you can do this the entire day. I mean, I love this place. And I love the fact that they're still working on it for all these years. So you can see all the way down there. We'll just end with this cannon right here. Just to be able to bring your kids to show them an actual cannon, to me, that's undescribable. He said this was going on, I forget which, I'm guessing this was a Civil War or I forget, anybody that's on here that's watching this can correct me. This tree right here, this just how big this thing is, goes around. Here's where my arm's at, right here. It is massive, a massive tree. I mean, that's got to be 4 foot around. They cut all this down. This all used to be woods down here, and that's what we didn't like about it, 'cause none of it was trimmed. Now they cut all of it out. These steps take you to the back of the baseball field, but now it's the park. This right here, this is the money right here. This is what I would want to see if I came down here. This cannon right here. This thing has been here since I was a kid. They do a good job of touching it up. There's always spray paint on it for some reason. This thing has been there as long as I can remember. Let's see what it says on top. It says IX shell gun. Richmond, 1855. Fired 1681. 1,681 rounds. Wow, this thing fired 1,681 rounds. Can you imagine this thing firing a cannonball? 1,681 rounds. Just think about that number right there. Each time what this ball did whenever it came out. Something coming out of this thing right there. How big this thing is right here. A ball coming out, a metal steel ball coming out of this thing 681 times, to me is just insane to think about. Well, obviously, like I said, there's some spray paint. But I'm glad that they've taken a really nice job and kept this up really nice. We'll just take a walk up these steps real quick and I'll show you we'll end at this end. These stone steps that are lasting forever, lasted hundreds of years. And they'll last a long time after we're gone. Take you to the top of the park again. And that's where the kids were playing right there. And that was the old ball field right here. This was an old baseball field, and this is where they would do the fireworks. You can see how big this park is just from here. And if I take you outside and you see where the city is right there, it doesn't look like it fits. It does not look like it fits. Get down here to all this traffic going on right here, and this 40th Street. This is 40th Street, which is a main street in Lawrenceville, probably the busiest street, especially when it lets out during school time. All these row houses. You come out here. If you do decide to come here and your kids want to do one thing, have them walk this wall right here. See how far they can go on their own. To me, it was a scary thing, but after you got over it, it was a really fun thing to do. So you see how busy this street is right here. Just be careful when you're doing it, obviously. My parents used to always stay on the sidewalk side. You see how busy this street is. It does not look like this park fits in this place. So that's it. That's my best kept secret in Lawrenceville. I'm sure it's not a best kept secret, but if you've never been here before, it is. So stop by, watch the video. Please like, subscribe, share, show your friends. I'm just trying to figure out what kind of videos I want to do, and this is one that I think that I want to start doing more about my history in my hometown, because I do take a lot of pride in where I live. And I think this is a great area, especially to grow up in. This is one of my favorite cities. I've been to a billion cities too, and this is one of the nicest ones. So, you know, my truck's over there across the street. These houses are all well kept. It's a beautiful area. In this fall, whenever these leaves are coming down, it's amazing. The smell of this place, the lilacs, it's beautiful. And I can't wait until this is done. So, anyways, I appreciate you watching. If you stayed to the end, I appreciate everything. As always, leave comments. That's the reason why I do this. So it's for you. Everything is for you.